Hi guys, so today in the audit chapter we will be understanding the management representation data. So as you can see in the screen all the contents of the MRF. Auditor must obtain the written representation data from the management and appropriate if appropriate with TCWG. So management and TCWG represent that they believe that they have fulfilled their responsibility for participation and fair presentation of the FS and for completeness of the information to the auditor. Same that as the audit report did, so management representation is prepared during the completion and it should be on the date of the audit report date and or the last working day of the auditor field work date and should be for all the FS and the periods referred in the audit report. So final important and it is the final important and the mandatory audit evidence that auditor should obtain and document in their work. So management's refusal to provide indicate that the possibility of the existence of the significant issues such as no representation letter can give the rise to the scope limitation, and this may also lead to the disclaimer of the opinion or withdrawal of the auditor. If auditor concludes that sufficient doubt exists about the management integrity such that representation are not reliable, auditor may lead to the disclaimer of the opinion or withdrawal of the auditor. Also, point to be noted is that management representation only complement other audit procedures and do not provide sufficient appropriate audit evidence on their own about any of the matters. Management represents that management has fulfilled the following responsibilities. So, FS means the preparation and the fair presentation of the FS as per the gap. That is also design, implementation, and maintenance of the internal control relevant to the financial reporting. Apart from that, the completeness of the information which is provided which provided the auditor, uh, just a minute, yeah, which provided the auditor with all the relevant information and access, which also have all the transactions have been recorded and are reflected in the FS. After comes the fraud part, where the design, implementation, and maintenance of the internal control to prevent and detect the fraud are reported, disclosed to the auditors the results of its risk assessment that FS may be materially misstated as a result of the fraud is disclosed, or disclosed to the auditor its knowledge of the actual or suspected fraud involving the management or key employees and others. Also disclose to the auditor its knowledge of any allegations of such suspected fraud. After that comes the point of the laws and regulation where it is disclosed to the auditor all the instances of identified suspected non-compliance which affect the FS. If there is any uncorrected misstatement that is disclosed wholly or in aggregate, that is even if it is material or immaterial, that is disclosed, any litigations or claims that is on the process within the organization, and that is to disclose the estimates that are used and are reasonable or not, that is disclosed, the related party transactions are disclosed, any subsequent events which has been adjusted or not are disclosed, and additional representation which are requested by the auditor to support the audit evidence which are relevant to the financial statement or one or more specific assertion in the financial statement are disclosed. So few of the examples of these are selection and application of the accounting policies, plans intentions that may affect the carrying value of the assets or liabilities, actual or contingent liabilities, and title rights to the assets and any lineage encumbrances or placings are disclosed. So all these are the things that is disclosed in by the management in the management representation letter to the auditor on the date of the completion of the work or on the date of the audit report, which is provided by the auditor, and uh, they should cover all the period that is reported in the audit by the auditor, and this is a mandatory thing and this cannot be optional or rejected, which may give rise to the scope limitation, and auditor even may withdraw the audit or withdraw to provide any opinion if MRL is not obtained. So that was all about the MRL, and we will continue the next chapter in the next topic. Let me know if you have any comments in the comment section. I will help you to resolve out. Thank you and bye.